Have you heard the news? Research has actually proven that firstborn children are likely to be more intelligent and successful than their younger siblings. Now, that doesn't seem really fair. I didn't choose the birth order in my family, and I don't remember drawing the short straw that sent the stork off to deliver my big brother first, only to return for me 2 years later. Studies have shown that our eldest counterparts are actually smarter and make mom and dad proud with every little talent. But if all this is true, then does it mean the counter-argument must also be true? The second-born is less successful? Well, I don't know if researchers are just being nice or if they're trying to avoid a second-born versus first-born war, but at least they're not referring to the second child as a complete washout. Nope, we're now being labeled as the probable rebel of the family. According to licensed social worker Mary Wallace in Psychology Today, birth order has a powerful impact on children's emotions, behavior, and personality development. It's not exactly fair that your personality can be decided for you based on when you come into this world compared to your siblings, but it looks like that it may be the case. There are pros and cons for each child within their ranking in the family based on their order of birth. Let's have a look at that perfect firstborn. Big Bro enjoyed mom and dad's undivided attention. Everything he did was super cute and documented in pictures and home videos, but don't hate on him just yet. As the eldest, he had to learn the hard way that mom and dad can love another child just as much as him. He suddenly had to share the attention that had been only his right up until the day you were born. This is not really an easy adjustment for a kid. He was probably super excited for your arrival and already loved and wanted to protect you, but that doesn't mean you'll avoid that jealous monster that rears its ugly head when mom says she has to put the new baby down to sleep before she can read him his favorite bedtime story. Younger siblings tend to look up to their older brothers and sisters as role models. They are older, which means they're usually taller and can do things more easily than the baby of the family. This may actually be where the troublemaker personality trait kicks in. As mentioned by Katarina Benares in Elle, we have to keep in mind that the firstborn child looks up to his or her parents as role models, while the secondborn most likely has an unruly toddler that he or she strives to be like. I'm not saying that the firstborn is completely responsible for their younger sibling becoming a little more daring. Dr. Larissa Hirsch mentions that a second child brings increased confidence in your own abilities, knowledge, and experience as a parent. Raising a second child is slightly less stressful since you have already been through it once. Parents now know that not every moan or whimper is cause for alarm. This also means that the rules set in place for child number 1 become a little bit less restricting. You'll naturally let the little one get away with a bit more than you did with the first at each interval. So as a teenager or young adult, it's not uncommon for a secondborn to see rules more as guidelines and feel that it's okay to test the waters and push the limits every once in a while. A few quick examples. If the younger sibling wants to stay up a little later to watch a movie with big brother or sister, their parents may allow it this time around, while there was a more strict bedtime or TV limit when the eldest was that age. And that's also true later on for curfews, which become slightly hazier when parents realize it's not really all that bad. The first one survived, right? Parents also have a little babysitter in the house with an older sibling. I don't mean they can now leave their 3-year-old in charge of a newborn for a day, but let's say while they have to do the dishes or start dinner, they can ask the eldest to play with their baby brother or sister to keep them entertained with silly faces or telling stories. Now mom or dad doesn't have to try to entertain the baby 24/7. As long as they keep an eye on the tiny babysitter, it gives them some more freedom. This is another reason why firstborn children are more likely to be the responsible sibling. At a young age, they feel responsible for taking care of their new little friend for life. So naturally, the second child will end up looking up to the older one, but as the years go by, your life starts looking quite appealing too. A second-born child is likely to avoid responsibility in order to be free to experience new things. Just because your older brother or sister seems to have it all together, doesn't mean they don't look up to you for being brave and daring like they wish they could be. I guess that's just a part of life. There will always be someone whose life we look at with some longing, a life that seems to be either more together or more adventurous than our own. And that's why no matter what life throws at us, we always have our family to keep us humble. No one is perfect, and birth order may have an effect on how we turn out, but that doesn't mean everything is already decided for you. In the end, research is just research, and there will always be exceptions to the rule. So siblings, love and accept each other. You'll have a lot more to talk about if you live really different lives. And it's not like second children are destined for disaster. We only like to see how far we can go before it becomes too far. You may want to be careful with this. By pushing the boundaries set in place by your parents, you may also be walking a thin line between good and bad. It's great if you're not afraid to take risks and have amazing adventures along the way. Just make sure to stay safe while doing it, and obviously, make sure you don't hurt others by being a bit too reckless. I don't know about you, but I don't mind letting the eldest have their book smarts if that means I get to have the wild adventures. The pressure is off, second bests. Sorry, I mean second-borns. Carry your label proudly, yet responsibly, and you may not even notice your older brother or sister looking up to you instead. Are you a second-born child? And do you agree with the researchers' findings? Sound off in the comments below. Remember to give this video a like, share it with your friends and siblings, and click subscribe to stay on the bright side of life.